My beloved child, I write this letter in the stillness of early dawn, as the sky listens to the whispered prayers of lonely souls. I do not write out of habit, nor in haste. I write because my heart carries an unrelenting urgency, a warning, a whisper of love, and a guiding hand from the one who formed your soul with the very breath of my life. Do you feel it, that unease beneath the surface? Even when everything around you appears calm, that emptiness you've tried to fill with work, relationships, social media, or fleeting moments of what you call entertainment. Perhaps you've grown accustomed to quietly enduring, to the silence when no one asks, when no one truly understands. But I am not like them. I don't need to ask, because I know every tear you've shed in secret. I know every fear, every moment you felt you weren't enough, every hidden crack in your heart that no one else can see. And today, I write to you because you are standing at a great crossroads. A danger is drawing near, quiet, yet powerful. Not a loud catastrophe visible to the eye, but a scheme from an ancient enemy. He doesn't come in the form of man, but in the lies he whispers daily into your mind. You are worthless. It's too late for you. You cannot change. No one will accept the real you. But, my child, stop. Listen to me. I am your father, and only I know where your true worth comes from. You were not created by chance. You are not the product of circumstance. You are a deliberata idea, a masterpiece formed by the hands of the Creator. Within you are things no one can replicate, a unique soul, a mission that only you can fulfill. Do you know why the enemy has prowled your life since you were a child? Because he sees that truth. He fears the light you carry. He trembles at the words I've placed in your mouth, at the mercy you've held in your heart, even before you knew how to speak it aloud. The enemy does not fear those who are loud with fame. He fears those who walk quietly in my guidance. He is not afraid of the wealthy, but he is terrified of a humble heart that surrenders to me. And you, yes, you are his greatest threat if you truly awaken to who you are in me. But you are weary, distracted. Your eyes have been drawn to what is temporary comparison, pressure, nameless anxieties. You've begun to doubt yourself. And in that doubt, you've begun to question me. And that is the most dangerous part, not because I grow weak, but because your hand is slipping from mine. I am still here, but my hand cannot pull you unless you still believe enough to reach back. I have not come to scold you. I come to remind you, no matter how far you've wandered, you have never left the palm of my hand. Nothing in you surprises me. No weakness can make me withdraw my love. I do not love you because you are perfect. I love you because you are not. And today, I ask you to listen carefully to every word in this letter, because if you continue walking without awareness, without preparation, you will easily fall into the trap that's already been laid. The enemy doesn't need to throw you into a pit all at once. He only needs to nudge you slightly off course. Day by day, you will drift farther from the path of your life's purpose without even noticing. I know you're busy. I know 100 things demand your attention: work, family, duty, even service to me. But remember, what matters most is not what you do for me, but whether you are with me. You cannot burn yourself out for the world and let your soul wither away in loneliness. Come back, not in some stale, religious sense, but come back to the center, where I am waiting, where peace is not tied to circumstances, and hope does not depend on achievement, where you can be fully yourself, without striving to be accepted. You belong to me not because you are good enough, but because you are mine. If you are sitting there and your heart is stirring with something true, then stay with me for this hour. Let me keep speaking. Let me lead you through layer after layer of truth that the world has tried to blur. Let my light restore in you the awareness that you are stronger than you think, more loved than you know, and being prepared for something greater than you dare to dream. Sit with me. Child, this letter is long, but I promise it will bring life back to you. My beloved child, if you've ever believed you were just another person among billions, I want you to stop and listen closely. Every line on your face, every beat of your heart, even the features you consider strange or flawed, they are all part of my intentional design. I do nothing by accident. There is no mistake in my hands. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Psalm 139-14. These are not just someone else's words. They are true for you. You existed in my thoughts before time began. When I formed the heavens and the earth, when the first light broke forth, I already knew you. You did not arrive in this world as an accident. You were a deliberate assignment, prepared beforehand. No one else can fulfill the role you carry. It was tailored for you even in your mother's womb. When you feel small, I see you as precious. When you doubt yourself, I still see the goodness I planted in your heart. I remember Jeremiah, who trembled when I called him to be a prophet. He said, I am too young. I don't know how to speak. But I told him, as I now tell you, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Jeremiah 1:5. Jeremiah thought he was anonymous. But to me, he carried a destiny from the dawn of creation. So do you. You carry a calling not to blend in, but to stand out in the way I have destined. Even if you are not as skilled or talented as others, it does not reduce your worth in my eyes. I did not choose you because you are flawless. I chose you because you are you. No one else has your eyes, your voice, your perspective, and that is what I will use to touch the world in a way only you can. Don't compare yourself. Comparison only steals the uniqueness I placed within your very being. Your one-of-a-kind design is the proof that you are my original masterpiece. I know there are days when you feel like an outsider in the great picture of life. The judgments, the wounds, even the criticisms from those closest to you, these have made you doubt yourself. But my child, you don't need anyone else to validate your worth, because I, the Creator, have sealed your life long before anyone knew your name. You don't need a perfect past or a brilliant future for me to love you. Just being who you are is enough for me to call you my beloved child. You are a creation, not a product. A product can be replaced when it's broken, but a creation that bears the fingerprints of its maker holds eternal value. Even if you see yourself as weak or broken, I still see what is growing within you. Let me be the Father who places my hand upon your brow each day, reminding you that you were not born just to survive. You were born to reflect a portion of my beauty that no one else can bring into this world. So, don't close your heart because you've been rejected or underestimated. Don't label yourself less than just because you haven't yet achieved something great. Look again at the breath in your lungs. It is proof that I still have something to accomplish through your life. And if you are still here, the work is still unfolding. I am not finished with you. I am not discouraged by your slow progress. I only ask you to believe this truth. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is a truth that cannot be undone. My beloved child, I know that every step you take is not an easy one. There are battles that strike not with fists, but with thoughts, not with swords, but with words, glances, and heavy judgments. I see it, all those things you try to suppress so no one notices, the fears you don't dare to speak. But my child, there is one thing I want you to remember with all your heart, no matter what stands against you. If I am with you, nothing can overcome you. No weapon forged will prevail when faced with the enduring promise I have made. And that promise is not a dream, it is a living guarantee, sealed with my own faithfulness. You do not fight alone, nor are you meant to protect yourself by your own strength. The enemy is cunning. It knows how to plant doubt that makes you retreat before even beginning. It thrives on making you feel helpless, pushing you to underestimate yourself, and then using that doubt to distance you from me. But if you would only pause, be still, and return to my presence, you will hear the truth that no scheme is strong enough to escape my covering. There is no darkness that my light cannot reach. What you need is not fists or arguments, but the courage to stand firm in me. And it is that very steadfastness that makes the enemy tremble. I did not create you to be swallowed up in meaningless battles. I placed a flame within you, not to be snuffed out by the wind, but to shine. Yet that flame can only stay lit if you return to me for oil. There will be days when you feel drained, on the verge of collapse. But the truth is this: you are being trained, not destroyed. The more challenges you face, the more I am given reason to reveal my supernatural protection over your life. And you will see the very thing meant to break you, I will use to lift you. Do not let the roar of the enemy drown out my whisper. The enemy shouts to mask its emptiness, but I speak in the stillness so that you must listen with your heart. When you learn to be silent in me, you will no longer be shaken by what confuses others. You will realize my word is a fortress that nothing can penetrate. You will understand that the real battle is not outside, it lies in whether you choose to believe what I have spoken. And when you choose to believe, you have already won, even before you see the result. You may wonder why I don't stop every attack before it begins. But I want you to know that some things I allow in order to strengthen your trust. If I built walls for you the moment trouble appeared, you would never learn to walk in the power I have given you. I don't just want you to be safe, I want you to grow. I did not call you to live in fear, but to walk the battlefield as one who knows exactly to whom you belong. And when you know you belong to me, you will understand. No plan of the enemy can override my good purpose. Don't let the arrows of the enemy make you forget the armor I've given you. Each day, as you rise, you have the choice to clothe yourself with faith, wear righteousness, walk in peace, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. Your weapons are not of this world, and therefore are not bound by its limits. You do not need to shout to prove anything. You only need to stand still, and you will see my hand working on your behalf. There will be times when I cause the enemy to flee without you having to lift a finger. So, my child, if today your heart feels troubled, I invite you to sit with me. Stop striving. Stop resisting with fear. Simply anchor yourself in my promise that you will not be defeated. Not because you are strong, but because you are protected. Not because you are flawless, but because I will never abandon you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. For I, your God, have already stepped into every battle on your behalf. My beloved, if you've ever wondered why your life seems filled with so many obstacles, challenges, or opposition, then today, I want you to understand a profound truth. It is not because you are worthless, but because you are incredibly valuable. It is not because you are weak, but because you carry a light that darkness fears. Darkness does not stir near what is already extinguished. It thrashes only when it senses light approaching. And that light, my child, is what I have ignited in your soul. It does not come from effort, reputation, or position. It flows from my presence within you. You may feel ordinary, too small to make a difference, but light does not need to be large to cast out darkness. Even a tiny spark at the right time, in the right place, can dissolve the thickest gloom. And you do not carry a random spark. You carry a divine flame I placed in you the moment you opened your eyes to this world. What makes the enemy tremble is not your physical strength or outward success. What frightens it most is when you begin to live in the truth of the light within you, the light of faith, of hope, of love. I know there are days when your light feels like it's fading. The wounds, the rejections, the temptations and traps of life can make you doubt yourself. But I want you to remember, light does not disappear just because it is hidden. It only needs to be stirred again, and that begins when you return to my presence. No one can extinguish what I have begun. Darkness may surround you, but it cannot touch the core of you where my light still burns. When you walk into a space and feel the heaviness in the atmosphere, I don't think you are merely a spectator. You are a changer of environments. When you choose not to respond with bitterness, when you love where hate should prevail, when you pray for those who've wounded you, that is when your light shines strongest. You don't need neon signs or loudspeakers, just a soft, obedient heart is enough to make darkness back away. You don't need to be recognized to be used. I am using you day by day, moment by moment, in ways even you may not yet understand. I placed light in you not to have it hidden in fear. I don't want you to bow your head thinking you are not good enough to be used by me. You are not perfect, but the light in you does not need perfection. It needs honesty. When you live authentically, when you forgive, when you serve in quietness, that light grows, and it begins to break away the layers of darkness in others. They may never know your name, but they will know the light you left behind. The enemy will always try to make you forget this. It will use silence to make you think your light is ineffective. It will use criticism to convince you that your light is meaningless. But light does not need applause to keep shining. It only needs to remain connected to its source. And that source is me, the one who never tires of shining and renewing your soul. When you keep your heart tender in me, your light will not go out, no matter how cold the world becomes. So, my child, walk forward, not with pride, but with awareness. Awareness that you are not invisible in the spiritual realm. Awareness that every small prayer, every hidden act of love, every moment you choose, Puritius, part of the great light I am shining through you into this world. And the enemy fears that. It does not fear when you pretend. It fears when you live truly. Because when you live in the light, you become the reminder that light has already won. My dear one, I do not require grand rituals or loud deeds from you. I simply long to be with you as a father longs for his child to sit and talk after a long day. But I know the life you live is not easy to pause. The notifications, the full calendars, the endless expectations, all of it pulls you like a rushing current, leaving you with no time to lift your head and look at me. You don't forget me on purpose, I know that. But busyness is also a kind of wandering, and it is quieter than any temptation. There are souls that do not fall to obvious temptations, but slowly fade from my presence. Bit by bit, you do not lose faith in one sudden stumble, but by allowing the small fragments of life to cloud your view of me over time. Each time you choose work over conversation with me, each time you let anxious thoughts flood your mind, instead of looking up to seek me, the distance between us stretches just a little more. Seek first my kingdom, and all these things will be given to you. Matthew 6:33. I did not speak these words as a rigid command, but as a gentle, urgent invitation, born from love. In the Buddhist scriptures, it is said, people live as if dancing on the edge of a blade, unaware they are falling. I did not lead you down such a path, but I see you hurrying, unrested in heart, unsettled in soul. I am not angry with you for this. I am simply saddened, because I miss you. I miss your voice when you whisper in the morning. I miss your gaze when you sit quietly at the end of the day. I do not want to be a blurry mark in your schedule. I long to be the place you come to be restored. The time you give to me does not cost you anything. It preserves everything else. When you are still in me, you will see the way forward through the chaos. When you sit with me, you will hear your own voice more clearly. I do not require hours of weary prayer. Just a few honest minutes is enough for your soul to breathe. Don't wait until you are exhausted to return. You can walk with me, rather than only seeking me in your collapse. I know this world teaches you to run fast, so you won't be left behind. But in my kingdom, it is the one who knows how to pause that journey's farthest. The enemy doesn't need to drag you into sin to bring you down. It only needs to make you forget to spend time with me. Because it knows, when you drift from the source of life, the light in you slowly dims. You don't need to change the whole world to please me. You only need to preserve a moment each day, free of noise, with no agenda but to be with me. If today you find yourself rushing, stop. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait until everything is done. I am here, still waiting, still loving, still longing to hear you call my name. You can come to me with a shattered heart, with a weary soul. I will never turn you away. What I long for is not your perfection, but your nearness. Do not let busyness steal the most precious thing, your time with me, where I get to be your father, and you get to be yourself, with no striving. My dear child, I never waited for you to be strong enough before beginning anything. I do not call you because you are ready. I call you because I am ready to act through you. In the world's eyes, ability is a requirement. But in me, surrendered weakness is the place where my power is most visible. I do not need you to prove yourself. I only need you to believe that I will provide everything necessary for the journey assigned to you. You don't have to come to me with a list of what you bring. Just come with an empty heart, ready to be filled. There will be moments when you stand before something too big, too hard, too far from your current abilities. Instinctively, you will want to retreat, feeling unworthy, unqualified, not enough. But you forget, I am the source, not what you've accumulated. If I am calling you to step out, I am also preparing everything needed so you won't walk alone. What you lack, I will supply. Where you are weak, I will uphold. And you will see, what once seemed impossible becomes living proof of my presence. I do not call the strongest. I call those who know how to depend. I do not entrust missions to the fearless, but to those who dare to trust me in their fear. If you wait until you are confident, you may never begin. But if you choose to move forward even with trembling hands, you will find mine holding yours. I do not leave you on a path I invited you to. I always go ahead of you, walk beside you, and remain behind to protect you. You've thought, but I don't have the right skills. I don't have a loud enough voice. I don't have enough experience. But I never asked what you had. I only ask, are you willing? I do not work through what you do not yet possess. I begin with what little you already carry. Just a heart. Just one yes. And I will do the rest. Don't think you have to be someone else to be used. You don't need to be a perfect copy, just yourself. In my hands, when I give a calling, I do not send you into a hopeless journey. You will see every door open in its time. Every person you need appear, and every resource you thought was missing show up. I do not move at the speed of the world, but I am never late. Some things I let you lack temporarily, not to punish you, but to teach you to live in dependence on me, not on your own planning. That dependence does not weaken you. It strengthens you in ways that last. And my child, when you look back on your path, you will be amazed at what I have done through someone you once believed was not enough. I do not need the talented to do great things. I need the willing, even amid their helplessness. Do not fear great tasks. Do not fear responsibility. If it is from me, it already comes with a treasury of grace sufficient for each day, and each obedient step will unlock more of the provision I've prepared. So gently lay down the burden of having to be good enough. Don't chase perfection to be worthy of the calling. I am your worthiness. Begin even if you're not ready. Move forward even if you're still afraid. Believe that your strength does not come from within, it comes from me. And I will never call someone without walking with them to the very end. My beloved, I know there are memories you'd rather not revisit, actions, words, or choices that left you with quiet regrets. You've asked, can he still forgive me? Can he still use me? And these questions have become chains that pull you back. But my child, I do not look at you through the lens of your past. I see you with the eyes of a father who knows your wounds and still believes in you. You are not bound by what has happened, because my grace is always greater than your mistakes. I do not ask you to pretend you've never done wrong. I only ask you not to let old failures define your worth today. You are not what you've done. You are what I am doing in you. Some things need to be remembered to be healed, but nothing deserves for you to live in guilt forever. I don't want you to deny the past. I want you to let me touch it. When you bring your broken pieces to me, I do not condemn. I restore. The past may leave scars, but scars are not the end. They are signs that you survived, that you walked through, and that I was there with you. None of my children were created to live in fear of the past. You were made to walk in a redeemed present. I have the power to open new chapters without erasing the old, not to hide them, but to prove that my grace can keep writing on even the most torn pages. I do not keep records of your wrongs to use them against you. I keep your heart in my hands, to remind you that you matter more than what you did wrong. I don't wait for you to become worthy before giving you a new beginning. I give it because my love never changes. You may have taken a wrong turn, but you've never gone beyond my reach. Whatever path you chose, when you pause and return, I will always be there, with open arms. Look at yourself now. In this moment, you are no longer the one who fell. You are the one who stood back up. That says so much. Every time you take another step, every time you pray, every time you whisper, Lord, help me, it is a sign that I am still working within you. The past may be a lesson, but it is not a sentence. You are alive in today. And today, I am here. And where I am, there is always a chance to begin again, even if it's just a small light after years of darkness. So, my dear one, gently put down the burden of your past. Don't carry old verdicts into your new path. Let my grace do its work, cleansing, healing, restoring. You are not limited by what you once did. You are set free by the love I give you every new day. If I have not given up on you, then you must not give up on yourself, because I still believe in you, and I am still writing your story, page by page, breath by breath, hope by hope. My beloved child, I know there are mornings when you wake up with the heaviness of yesterday still weighing on your soul. Mistakes made, things left undone, opportunities missed They cling to your mind like a quiet shadow. You hesitate to draw near to me, thinking you're not good enough, not righteous enough, not worthy. But child, I have never waited for you to become perfect before calling you home. I do not seek a spotless resume. I seek an honest heart willing to return. And every morning is a sign that my door remains open to you. You used to believe that returning to me had to be grand and solemn, but I only ask for what is genuine. I do not require you to fix everything before you step into my house. I only need you to open your heart and whisper, Lord, I need you. Sometimes. Beginning again doesn't need trumpets or grand promises, just one small step, a silent but sincere turning back. I do not count how many times you've fallen. I look at the time you choose to rise. And to me, every rising holds eternal worth. Do you remember the prodigal son? He had gone far, squandered his inheritance, lived on his own terms, fallen, and found himself alone. But what moved me was not that he corrected everything perfectly. It was that he decided to come back. There is nothing more precious than a heart once shattered, yet still longing to return to where it belongs. While he was still a long way off, I ran to him. I didn't wait for an explanation. I embraced him, just as I long to embrace you every time you turn back. I didn't say, "Why did you do that?" I simply said, "I'm glad you've come home." Aches, child. Do not let sin convince you that there is no longer hope for you. That very feeling of being unworthy is the doorway through which you can reach me, if only you choose to stop running. Remember, what I am calling for is not beautiful appearances, but a tender heart. You may return in tears, but I will receive you with eyes full of mercy. You do not have to wait until everything is in place. You can come back even while things are unfinished. Because I do not build your life upon perfection, I build it upon my faithfulness. I love you, not because you always get it right, but because you belong to me. There is nothing you can do to make me love you less, and nothing you do better will make me love you more. My love does not rise and fall with your performance. It stands still, like a lighthouse, and if you would only lift your gaze, you will always find that light. Each new day is my reminder to you, today is enough. My child, you can return today. I'm still waiting. If you feel that you've gone too far, please remember this. No distance is beyond the reach of my arms. No stain is too deep for my blood to cleanse. No mistake is too great for me to turn into a lesson. And no lost path is too twisted for me to guide you back. I do not ask you to start over alone. I will walk with you slowly if needed, weakly if needed, but always as a journey with me beside you. So, my child, don't live one more day in torment. I do not need a perfect plan. I need a heart that is willing to soften before me. Every day is a chance, and today is no exception. The door is still open. My arms are still waiting. And if you're reading this, that is a sign that it's time to begin again. Once more, with me, my beloved. I know there are moments when you want to be alone. Sometimes it's out of fear of being hurt. Other times because you believe no one truly understands you. I understand that feeling. But I also want you to know, I never designed faith to be a solitary journey. From the very beginning, I placed in your heart the need to connect, to be seen, to be heard, to be held. When you distance yourself from community, you don't just step away from others. You're also stepping away from one of the very ways I care for you. The people around you are not there by accident. Every genuine relationship can become a bridge through which I pour out my love. There will be days when you're too weary to pray. On those days, it will be the prayers of others that carry you. There will be moments when you run out of words, and the hand someone places on your shoulder will be, "2p." My answer. Carry each other's burdens. And in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2, that truth remains today. No one was made to carry it all alone. Do you remember Moses? When he led my people through the wilderness, there was a battle where, as long as Moses held up his hands, Israel prevailed, but when his hands grew tired and dropped, they began to lose ground. So Aaron and Hur stood on either side of him, holding his arms up until sunset. That moment showed that strength doesn't come only from within, but from the ones I've placed beside you to lift you up. You, too, there will be days you need someone to hold your hands, and days when you will hold up someone else's. There is a saying in Buddhist teaching, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Even as you walk in the light of the gospel, this truth still holds. Depth in faith is not found in how much you know, but in how well you live with others. My love is not only revealed between you and me, but also through you and your brothers and sisters. I rejoice when you pray alone, but I rejoice even more when you pray with someone. Weep with the weary, and celebrate with the blessed. I know at times you've been hurt by community. Someone may have wronged you, misunderstood you, or even betrayed you. But child, the failings of people do not overshadow my purpose for community. I am not calling you into a perfect group. I'm calling you into honest living with others who are learning to love as I do. And amid the brokenness, it is patient, forgiving, united love that proves I am alive and working among you. If today you feel lost, don't hide. Find someone. Speak up. Let me reach you through another human heart. And if you are strong today, don't overlook the one beside you whose flame is flickering. I use you to touch them. I use them to heal you. Community is not an add-on. It is part of the spiritual design. Don't walk alone, you'll grow weary. But walk with others and I will be among you. And faith will be reignited once more. My beloved, have you ever wondered why some desires in your heart simply won't go away? There are dreams that arise not because you tried to invent them, but as if they were planted deep inside you. I am the one who sowed those seeds, and I do not sow carelessly. Every great stirring within you comes from a specific purpose. A beautiful plan I am unfolding. That dream is not just a fleeting emotion. It is a signal that you were born for something of eternal significance. I know some dreams within you feel too big, too far away, beyond what you can even imagine. But that, too, is proof that I am behind them. If every dream could be reached on your own, where would be the space for me to move? I have not given you a small vision. I am inviting you into something that cannot be done without me. I do not plant dreams to tease you. I plant them to invite you to walk with me in making them real. There will be times when you fear your own dreams. You'll worry that you're not skilled enough, not equipped, not supported. But child, if I am the sower, I am also the one who tends, nourishes, and brings the growth. You are not alone in nurturing that dream. You only need to obey in small steps, and I will do the greater work. True dreams don't come from selfish will, but from that part of your soul that echoes my call. Listen to that, you'll know it's real. Others may not understand your dream, and that might make you want to give up, but I understand because I am its source. Don't let mockery silence you. Don't let the long wait make you believe I've forgotten. Dreams are not planted to bloom. Instantly they are grown through trial, watered with faith, and they blossom in season. My season may not look like yours, but it is always perfect. I know the journey of fulfilling a great calling can leave you weary, but that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Dreams that come from me are not always easy, but they are always worth it. I would not place a desire within you without also giving you the power to see it through. With every step you take, every decision you make, every time you choose trust over fear, the seed of the dream within you grows a little more. And then one day, you'll look back and realize that every failure, every delay, even every seemingly pointless detour, was actually fertile soil in which your dream took root. You'll see that I was never late. I was preparing. I never do small things in you, because you were not made for small things. I saw this in you from the beginning, and today I remind you, you were created for impact. You were called to live for something greater than yourself, because I am inviting you into something bigger than you. My beloved, I know there are times you look at your life and ask, why did things turn out this way? There are events that came too suddenly, wounds that cut too deep, failures that stung too bitterly. You may think your life is just a series of tangled misfortunes. But child, listen to me. Nothing in your life is random. Even when the enemy has crafted cunning strategies to bring you down, I have already written a plan since before the dawn of time to restore and turn all things for your good. The enemy doesn't only strike with fury, it also waits in prolonged silence. It sows doubt, weariness, comparison, and delay. It wants you to believe your dreams are fading. But child, none of this is beyond my control. I have seen every one of its schemes in advance. And I do not merely react, I have already prepared everything necessary to withstand it. My plan is not just to rescue you from danger, it is to make you stronger through it. Every twist in your path, every loss that seemed meaningless, every time you had to pivot unexpectedly, all of it is part of a grander design only I can fully see. You may see a dead end, I see a new turn. You see a closed door, I see an open corridor. Don't let the complexity of your present convince you that I am silent or absent. Not for one moment have I stopped working on your behalf. When I say I have a plan, I'm not only talking about heaven or some distant future. I mean today, this very moment you are living. Every detail, even what you call a mistake, can be rewoven in my hands into something of worth. I do not erase the past to begin again. I redeem it through what you thought was ruined. So, do not let the enemy steal your hope by convincing you you've strayed too far. You are not alone in this battle. I know the enemy, but I also know you, and I know what I placed inside you is stronger than any scheme it can launch. If you hold on to faith, if you fix your eyes on me, everything will work together for your good. Not because everything is good, but because I am the one who can turn evil into a tool for good. The path you're on is not lost. It's simply winding its way to prepare you for something greater. And child, I have never made a temporary plan. I am not experimenting with your life. Everything I do carries eternal purpose. Sometimes I allow the enemy to seem victorious, not because I am powerless, but because I am shaping you to grow, to stand firm, and to see with spiritual eyes. One day, you will look back and understand every tear, every disparate prayer, every time you chose to rise again, none of it was wasted. So do not fear. Do not let the enemy's tactics make you forget my plan. Live each day with the trust that you are part of a divine design, not merely to survive, but to live with purpose. And no matter how fiercely the storm blows, I am the one who holds you steady. For I am the author of this entire story written in love, with power, and a glorious ending meant for you. My dear one, if you could fully grasp the depth, the height, and the breadth of my love for you, you would never again doubt your worth. This love is not like earthly love. It doesn't come because you are good, nor does it leave when you fail. It does not depend on what you do, but rests entirely on my unchanging nature. You may change your mind, but I never change my heart. I love you not for what you can offer, but simply because you are you, the child I formed from my very own heart. Do you remember Peter, the one who promised loyalty, but denied me 3 times on the night I was taken? Yet when I rose again, I sought him first not to scold, but to restore. I asked him, "Do you love me?" Not because I didn't know the answer, but because I wanted him to know, even after his failure, my love remained unchanged. And so it is with you, even in your moments of fear, weakness, or unfaithfulness. My love remains. I have loved you with an everlasting love, therefore I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. These words are still true today. No past is darker than the light of my love. No failure greater than the cross I bore. You don't have to do anything more for me to love you more, nor can you do anything to make me love you less. My love is not measured by your actions, but flows freely from who I am, perfect love. You may have been loved with conditions before, when you succeeded, when you behaved, when you pleased others, but my love is not like that. It embraces both your beauty and your brokenness. It holds both your light and your shadow. When you are disappointed in yourself, I am not. I only hurt because you don't realize you are still loved even in failure. My love is the surest foundation on which to rebuild your life. If there are times you feel far from me, know that I have never left. You may turn away, but I remain. You may be silent, but I still hear. My love doesn't need to be fuel. It exists like eternal breath. Don't let guilt make you run from me. It is precisely in your weakness that I long to be closest. I don't love you more when you are better. I love you because you are mine. I love you not only when you're strong and full of faith, but also when you are broken and on your knees. That love not only redeems, it upholds. It walks with you step by step. It wipes away tears and heals every wound. Nothing can separate you from that love, no distance. Not failure, not fear, not doubt. For my love does not come from outside, it flows from who I am, and I am unchanging. So my child, if you've ever wondered, am I truly lovable? Let me answer you. To me, you always are. Not because you are perfect, but because my love is. And that very love will transform you from the inside out. Day by day, breath by breath. Don't strive to earn my love. Simply remain in it. Let it cover you, lift you, and renew your soul, for this love has existed before time began, and it will endure forever. My beloved, I know there are times you ask, does God still love me? In those moments when you fall, when you are weak, when you feel you're not enough. But child, the love I have for you is not like the fleeting loves you've known. It does not waver with moods or circumstances. It is not affected by your behavior, nor does it fade with time. It simply is like sunlight. Whether or not you open the window of your heart, remember Peter, who once swore he would never abandon me. Yet just hours later, he denied me 3 times, not because he didn't love me, but because he was afraid. Still, when I rose, the first thing I did was go to him. I did not blame. I did not judge. I asked, "Do you love me?" Because I wanted him to know my love was still intact, and my calling over his life was not revoked. And so it is with you. No failure can make me give up on you. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore I have drawn you with loving kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. This is not merely a word of comfort. It is a covenant I have inscribed upon your heart. Wherever you go, I watch over you. Even when you turn away, I remain. Nothing can lessen my love for you, not sin. not wounds, not barren seasons. My love is unconditional, for it flows from who I am, unchanging, eternal. Perhaps you have known love that had to be earned. Perhaps you've been abandoned, disappointed, told you were not enough. But my love is not based on performance. It does not increase when you pray more, nor diminish when you stumble. I love you even in your weakest moment, and it is that very love that will make you strong, not by pressure, but by healing. I do not love the perfect image you try to project. I love you even the parts you're still hiding. I know you fully, every fear, every scar, every mistake. And still, I choose you. Every day, I say to you, you are mine. When you doubt yourself, remember, I do not doubt you. When you grow weary, come to me. My love does not judge. It embraces. My love is the safest place you can return to. No explanations needed. No proof required. Just an open heart. You don't have to strive to be loved. You only need to believe that you are loved and live in that truth. If you have forgotten this along your journey, let me remind you today, I still love you, as I did in the beginning, as I will forever, and that is something no one can take from you. My beloved, every warning I give is not to frighten you, but to protect you from what your eyes cannot see. Some battles do not rage outside, but within your mind, in the smallest of choices. The enemy doesn't always come in terrifying form. It appears in exhaustion, distraction, compromise, or sweet delay. So when I stir your heart, when I gently warn your spirit, it is not punishment, but a whisper. Be awake, my child. I see the traps laid before your feet. I know the gaps in your soul the enemy seeks to exploit, and I do not stand by in silence. I speak to you through dreams, through a word shared, through a restlessness you cannot name. Don't ignore these signals. Don't think I'm intruding. I'm guarding you, because I know that if you rely only on feelings, you'll easily stray. But if you listen, you'll be spared unnecessary pain. My warnings are not signs you've failed. They're proof that I walk with you. I am not only the one who loves, I am the one who guards. I don't wait for you to fall before I step in. I go before you, revealing pitfalls, raising invisible fence, planting caution in your spirit. Don't fear when I warn, give thanks. It means you are walking in the light. The enemy thrives in shadows, but I am the light on your path. Sometimes you think, everything seems fine. What's there to worry about? But child, spiritual battle don't always make noise. Some storms rage silently within, and only I see them. Some arrows are disguised as opportunities. Relationships, open doors, but not all doors are from me. When I say no, trust that I see what you do not. And when I say wait, do not rush ahead. I am shielding you from unseen harm. Remember, the enemy has strategies, but I have a plan. And my plan includes preparing you, shaping you, and placing a spirit of watchfulness within you. Every warning I give has purpose. Every delay I allow holds meaning. Every time I stop you or turn you around, it is so that you may live, not just survive, but walk in victory and peace. Do not dismiss the quiet voice inside. That is me, whispering to keep you from danger. My child, learn not to react with emotion, but to respond in faith. When I reveal the schemes of the enemy, you do not need to panic. You need only to stand firm. The revelation is not to crush you, but to lift you up, to show you that you are not alone, and that I am moving silently, but powerfully. Be watchful, but do not be afraid. Be ready, but do not worry. For the only thing you must do is trust that I am leading, and I have never failed. My beloved, I see every moment you are just holding on. Some days you try to look okay, while breaking inside. You push forward, trying to stay strong, because you think if you fall, no one will be there. But child, I don't need you to be strong to be loved. I love the trembling parts, the confused parts, the parts that cry silently. Your weakness doesn't push me away, it draws me closer. You often think I seek the brave, the bold, the unshakable, but I come to the soft heart, the one that admits, I can't carry this alone. It is then I am allowed to act. It is then I gather you into my arms. No words needed. If you knew I find value in your tears, you would stop blaming yourself every time you fall. Your weakness does not reduce your worth in, my facet makes me love you more tenderly. Sometimes you think you must appear full of faith for me to notice. But faith is not when you shout. I believe it's when you whisper, I have no strength left, but I'm still holding your hand. In that moment, I step in. I don't love you because you get it all right. I love you because you are you. And in a world full of demands and pressure, I remain the one place where you can breathe. Do not be ashamed of the cracks in your soul. Do not believe that only the steady ones are used. I still use broken, chipped, old vessels to carry precious things. If you are not strong enough, I will be your strength. If you are not ready, I will wait patiently. And if you have only a fragile breath left that is still a prayer, I treasure deeply. When you fail, I do not rush to judge. I quietly sit beside you. I do not say, why are you so weak? I simply say, I am here. Child, my love does not arrive after success, it enters right in the middle of failure. You don't need to clean up your emotions to come near me. You just need to be yourself. I love you as you are, and I will not leave. I know you grew up in a world that taught you to always be fine. But in my house, you may be honest. If you feel not enough, I will be enough for you. If you feel ashamed of your weakness, remember grace is revealed in weakness. I have never loved you less in your brokenness, rather. I have longed to enter those broken places to heal. So if today you are tired, crying, ready to give up, do not withdraw from me. Let me be the place where you are allowed to be weak, to lean, to be silent. Don't wait until you're better to return. Right now, in this very moment, when all you have left are broken pieces, I still call you, my child. I still love you. I have never left. Oh, my beloved, I know there are nights you lie awake, and no one knows. Moments when you stare at the ceiling and wonder, is anyone listening? Loneliness is not just the absence of people, but the feeling of being forgotten in a crowd. But child, even when others forget you, I remember every breath you take. I am not far. I have never been far. You don't need to shout for me to hear, just breathe honestly. And I am near. Don't let the feeling of being unwanted convince you that I feel the same. I am there in every tear you don't let others see. I sit with you at the edge of your tear-soaked bed. I hold your trembling hand when fear takes over. You don't need to pretend to be strong with me. My presence does not wait for things to improve, it dwells in the darkest, quietest, emptiest moments. As the Buddha taught, the greatest suffering is to feel misunderstood, and it is true. My child, but I am the one who understands not through intellect, but by being with you. I don't just know what you're going through, I walk with you in it. When no one listens, I hear. When no one responds, I remain silent but present. I do not need to speak, My nearness is enough. You may be asking, if God is here, then why do I still feel alone? But my child, loneliness is real, yet it is not the absence of me. It is the momentary forgetfulness of my nearness. Pause. Close your eyes and whisper, Lord, I need you. You will sense something gentle like a breeze, like warmth. That is me, still with you. No one else may see it, but you will know, and that is enough. I know loneliness makes you question your own worth, but you do not need to be surrounded by many to have value. I placed your worth in you before you were ever born. My presence is proof that you matter not to the world, but to me. If you have me, you have never truly been alone. You don't have to wait for the loneliness to pass before you seek me. Seek me in the very midst of that emptiness. Let me become your quiet but faithful companion. I do not promise you will always have people by your side, but I promise I will never leave you. And that promise no one can take from you. My beloved, I see you. I know you, and I am here. Even if the whole world forgets you, I do not. Even if 1,000 words rush past your ears, hold on to just one. You are not alone because I am still here. My dear one, I did not create you to live in fear and trembling before the forces of darkness. I placed you in the midst of the battlefield, not to be the hunted, but to stand as one who carries something greater than any power of the enemy. My presence in you is not merely company, it is authority. You are not just protected, you are equipped. You are not simply surviving, you are called to shine and drive out every shadow. There are moments when you forget what you carry. You look at fear, at difficulty, at your feelings, and you begin to think you are small, weak. But you do not see what I have placed inside you, an authority from heaven. It is not a power you create on your own, it is a commission I have given, sealed in love, activated by faith. When you walk in my name, you do not walk as a nameless soul, you walk as one bearing the insignia of the King. You don't need to shout for the darkness to flee, just stand firm in the identity I have given you. And your very presence makes the enemy tremble. That authority is not found in your perfection, but in your position in me. The enemy does not fear you because you are strong, but because you belong to the one who is stronger than it. If you knew what was burning in your spirit, you would never bow to the lies of the dark again. Every time you pray in my name, you are not whispering into the void, you are releasing a spiritual command. Every time you choose truth over fear, you are dismantling a strategy of darkness. Every small act of love, forgiveness, or faithfulness carries the power to bring down invisible strongholds the enemy has built. You are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from the victory I have already secured for you. I did not call you only to be protected, I called you to be a spiritual warrior, not with sword or spear, but with truth, with faith, with my name. I know you have doubted yourself before, but from today, I want you to know, you are not as weak as you think. I have placed power in you not to retreat, but to confront, not to remain silent, but to proclaim, not to bow your head, but to rise. Stop seeing yourself as someone just trying to live a good life. See yourself as one I have positioned with authority, with purpose, with a voice. The enemy only wins when you forget who you are. But when you walk in gratitude, in faith, and in full awareness of my name, every step you take becomes a threat to the kingdom of darkness. Do not fear, remember, the light within you is stronger than any darkness around you. And my child, I will always be there, not just as your protector, but as your commander. I do not send you to battle alone. I have given you every piece of armor you need. and my very spirit lives in you as proof that you cannot fail. Go no with confidence in yourself, but with firm trust in me. Remember this, you do not just carry hope, you are a herald of victory, and the enemy knows that better than anyone. My beloved, if you've read these words to the end, know that it was no coincidence. It was I who arranged for you to receive each truth exactly when you needed it most. From eternity, I knew you would need these words on a day like today. What I say is not mere encouragement. They are living words. Truth, unchanging and eternal. They are not only here to comfort, but to awaken, restore, and send you forth in power and hope. You are not a lost fragment wandering the world. You are a deliberate masterpiece. You carry my fingerprint, my love, my light, and the authority of heaven that no force can extinguish. Remember, every word I've spoken today is not vague, it is your spiritual inheritance as you walk in my name. You have been called, chosen, and nothing can separate you from my love. If you still have tears, let me wipe them with my presence. If you still carry burdens, lay them at my feet. I do not ask you to carry them any longer. If you still have unanswered questions, don't worry, I will guide you, step by step. You do not need to know everything to move forward. Just know that I am holding your hand. From this moment on, do not walk as a survivor, but as one who is called. Do not see yourself through the lens of failure, but through my eyes, the one who sees you as restored. Do not say, "Who am I to believe in great things?" For I am the one who planted those very things within you. Do not ask, "When will it happen?" but believe that I am at work, whether you see it or not. And even if you forget everything you've read, remember just this one thing: I love you, unconditionally, unchanging, unending. That love is where you will find rest, healing, renewal, and purpose. Let my love be the beginning of everything you do after this letter. Go now, my child, strong, courageous, and full of hope. I will walk with you to the very end of every day. I am always here. I still love you, and I have never left. Thank you for listening to this message. Know this: you are not just an audience. You are chosen to live daily in the presence of God's Word. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any sacred message. Amen.